Greetings and welcome to another Warhammer 40,000 Kill Team video. Today I'm going over Kill Team Into the Dark, revealed during the Warhammer Skirmish preview. But before we get into things, please remember to like and subscribe as well as comment. Let me know what you thought of, well, Into the Darkness and what it brings for the game, as well as what you thought of the video, as well as anything else in general. And if you want, I've got a Discord you can check out in the episode description for free, as well as a Patreon if you want to give me some more support. But yeah, today I'm gonna go over Kill Team Into the Dark, not Kill Team Into Darkness, Star Trek. But yeah, going over what's been revealed, as well as what it may lead for the future of the game, and how I'm kind of worried about it. But let's get into it. So yeah, first off, it's Imperial Navy Breachers versus the Kroot Kinban, which is really cool. So everyone, including myself, was thinking it's going to be Kazakin versus Gene Stealers. I still think that's coming. That's probably the next box after this. But it's really cool that we've got two unique kill teams. Hopefully this is a continuing trend and we just get new teams. But it's really nice to have Kroot. Not so hyped on a human warband again, but at least it's something we haven't seen, the Imperial Navy. But, you know, Into the Dark is the next box. So we've got the Voidsmen, which are really cool. They do look like updated Solar Auxiliary, which is still great. So you got, assuming your leader with a bolt pistol and power weapon. Then you've got some kind of breacher with like a void shield and shotgun. And another guy with a shotgun. So that's all we know on this kill team. Either way, it looks great. And as someone else has already told me, they'd make really good Solar Auxiliary for Horus Heresy. So just great human models. Really nice. Now we have the Kroots. That's probably the leader who's a new shaper. Looks great. He's got a pulse rifle. Awesome. He's got a skull pot, you know. The liquid probably pours out of the eyes. We don't care. He's got a skull pot. Then you've got what I assume is the female Kroot with some kind of harpoon gun, which is neat. Then you've got probably that's your standard Kroot warrior. Then you got a Kroot Hound. Look at that. Kroot Hound. Are we going to get a Kroot Ox? I hope so. That'd be great. And then also we get shown some new terrain. So I thought they were going to reuse a lot of the Necromunda, Necromunda Space Hulk terrain. But it looks like they're using new stuff. Although, if you look at this photo, that is a lot of old terrain. Like, those are the Zone Mortalis boards. But the walls are new. And even in the trailer, it shows like it's very compact, almost like you're inside a Space Hulk, which this setting is set in. So overall looks really cool. The only worrying thing is where, like, these last two paragraphs. So what concerns me is, I'll read the first one. So what's more, every box in the upcoming season of Kill Team is thematically linked. Exploring the setting of Gallowdark further, you can grow your terrain collection throughout the releases, building up an incredible modular Kill Team board along the way. So effectively, this whole release is designed to be linked. And effectively, it's a new season of Kill Team. So I believe we've had 4 boxes. So every 4 boxes will be a season. Okay. The only thing is, they're kind of implying if you want the full collection, in terms if you want the proper experience, you kind of need to buy every box. But the second paragraph is a more worrying one. There, it goes, as you would expect from the inners of a giant spaceship, full of gloomy corridors and flashing lights and vents, the terrain you'll be fighting over is a little different. This set lets you create maze-like boards full of narrow line of sight with sturdy doors to breach. So effectively, we're playing in Kill Team Arena 2.0. So Into the Dark is Kill Team Arena 2.0. And my problem with this is, so the original Kill Team Arena was great because Kill Team 2018 was a heavily flawed game where everyone basically brought either 4 plasma guns with Imperial Guard, 4 melter guns, drone spam, or like 4 frag cannons with Death Watch. It was just a shooting mess, right? So what did you have? You had Arena, which had all the terrain you needed in the core box, just the Arena box, and it was all narrow corridors with doors. And immediately it switched the advantage from shooting teams as well as like really elite teams to teams that had lots of models that were good in combat. So naturally Tyrannus became the best, and you had hilarious things like gaunts, stopping Space Marines going through doors, blocking doors off for Space Marines, and effectively, like, the meta picks outside of Kill Team Arena were rubbish because they couldn't play in Arena. And it did freshen up the game, and it was really neat. So the problem I have was when Arena happened, it schismed the game, because Games Workshop told events you have to run Arena if you want support. So basically every event switched to Arena. And the problem is you had the community split in two. You had people who wanted to play on terrain boards, and then people who wanted to play on the more balanced Arena, but it was a different game. And what was worse was for the tournament organizers who had invested a year or something, or like 6 months to a year, building up terrain for Kill Team, to then be told, all that money you invested, pointless, now you have to buy this Kill Team Arena box. And to be fair, like a lot of TOs, when the newest edition of Kill Team came out, were worried about this and said, what's the point of investing in terrain if something like Arena comes on again? Like the guy who runs Killstream, that's what he was saying when people said he needed to buy new terrain. And look, he was completely right in terms of Arena is back, and the problem you will have, as this will last for an entire year, what happens if Games Workshop then goes, if you want event support, you will have to run Arena 2.0 events, Into the Dark events, which are effectively most likely going to be narrow corridors with doors, not much shooting space, so it's all going to be close combat fighting. I know there are stores who have already built up a collection of Kill Team terrain who won't be able to do this unless they end up buying like several boxes of Into the Dark. And I know there's some TOs already who are like, oh, I'm going to go full Into the Dark. We're not going to do any more of those old tournaments. Once this new box is out, no more board terrains. We're doing all Into the Dark already because we loved Arena and that was it. So the problem you'll have, especially with the new organized play kit coming out to support the game, my greatest fear, and it could be completely pointless and unfounded, is that Games Workshop goes, all future Kill Team events have to be Into the Dark. You can't do the open boards, has to be Arena 2.0, and you just end up with matches like that. And the problem is, even though I'd still enjoy it, it completely would invalidate vantage points, going conceal. Shooting teams would be massively hurt, so it effectively turns into a close combat rumble, which would rebalance the entire game, because these new teams coming out would be balanced for Into the Dark, not really balanced as a whole. So it's like, I don't really expect, these Voidsmen, if they're only armed with shotguns, how are they going to do in normal boards when effectively they're going to be fighting in firefights with teams with much longer range weaponry? All they have, they're designed for close combat fighting, and you could say, oh, they can do that well on a normal board, but they're designed for the new boards, and vice versa. So you have this weird, I'm just worried how it's going to go, okay? And it could be unfounded. As I said, I'd still play and I'd still enjoy it, but I just feel like the base game is so good, switching away from that so soon, even if it's just for a year, feels like a bad decision in my mind, and I'm worried that it could all go massively wrong. But that's just me thinking aloud. But yeah, that's pretty much it. As I said, I am really hyped for this. I love the kill teams they've used. It looks really cool. And, you know, we're getting some new terrain. Maybe this, I mean, hopefully the trend is we get 2 new teams every box with new terrain. That's really cool. Although I hope it doesn't go back to 1 new team, 1 team with an upgrade screw, because, you know, it'd feel a bit rough. Especially as we're probably going to get more Zone Mortalis terrain, which I already have a bunch of from Necromunda, which is really good. But I think the game's there where they can just do 2 new teams every box. And as I said, yeah, I'm really worried for the future of the game, because I can see it splitting the community down in the middle if you play tournaments and events. Because, you know, now you're asking people to either learn normal kill team as well as kill team Into the Dark. And you're going to have events that are definitely going to go, I'm going to only do Into the Dark. I'm only going to do normal kill team. Some events may mix and match. As I said, terrain's a big issue, so a lot of stores won't be in that position to do both. And I'm just worried. Like, the core game is so good. We've got such a good, like, international community as well as, like, for competitiveness. I would have much preferred if Into the Dark was just a box itself. So, you know, because I prefer each box being a new way to play instead of going, like, oh, this whole year. Imagine it's like after Into the Dark, we go, oh, we're going to go into this jungle planet. There's no vantage point, like there's no heavy cover. It's all light and vantage. So it's like that kind of thing. And you may go, oh, it's silly, John. They won't do that. And you could be right. But I'm a bit apprehensive when it comes to Into the Dark, which is Arena 2.0. So, because I remember the dark times, even though, as I said, Arena was a great game and it revitalized and rebalanced Kill Team 2018, still had lots of flaws. Because, I've had a lot of people going, oh, close quarters combat, Harlequins are going to suck in that. And I was like, they won't be able to fly, but they're still a really good melee team and their pistols are all 6 inches range anyway. They don't really care. The teams that are going to be hurt by this are like all the shooty teams. Can't see Pathfinders doing well. Even Vet Guard are going to struggle in this. I can see Legionary would be amazing on this. Harlequins would still be really good. Tyranids would be amazing. Even Talons of the Emperor, just 4 Custodies with Storm Shields, would be great because you're not going to shoot them. You can't see them. Even the Commandos would be a lot better because now you can always take the bomb squig because you won't see it coming around a corner. It doesn't have to worry about hiding while concealed. And that's the cool thing. It's like engage and conceal is such a neat mechanic. When you're playing on effectively a 2D board, it kind of negates the entire conceal mechanic entirely. Even though you may say, oh, John, you're going to conceal around a corner, so you're just sticking out. And I'm like, or I just don't even let you see me and then charge around. Like, it's only half an inch's difference. So that's pretty much it. But that's my short reaction and overview. I'd love to hear your thoughts. So please remember to like and subscribe as well as comment. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? What did you actually think of the reveal? Did you like it or hate it? Also Kroot. So cool. And as I said, I've got a Discord you can check out in the episode description below for free, as well as a Patreon if you want to give me some more support. I'll just quickly thank my patrons. So for my adders of the crit, I have Theodore, Zamaru, Tarun, Kenzie, John Thomas, Joe, and Adzik. And then for my veterans of the crit, I have Sanja and Confucius. So thank you so much. It means so much, and it helps me to improve the channel so much on the content I give. So thank you again. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Surprise video. I've kind of done this for a reason because it links into an upcoming video this week in a way. But yeah, I'm really happy to see how the game is progressing. Still getting support. It's really funny seeing people like, oh, I haven't heard news about Kill Team in a week. It's dead. It's like, how many times does Games Workshop have to consistently put out news for people to just go, oh yeah, they are supporting this game. And no matter what you may think, good or bad, for Into the Dark, it's good that Games Workshop are supporting the game. But remember, no matter what happens, no matter how dark it may get, even in Kill Team, you'll still be able to always roll a crit.